Well, the UN Commission of Inquiry on Ukraine has just released its final report, which finds Russia violated international human rights and humanitarian law in Ukraine. Dominic Velitis is tracking this story for us out of London. He joins us now. So, Dom, take us through the findings just coming out.
Well, Hilary, the Commission visited nearly 60 parts of Ukraine and interviewed around 600 people for this report, and it found that Russian authorities have committed a wide range of human rights violations in several regions across the country, many of which the Commission says amount to war crimes. So the report talks in detail about attacks on civilians and civilian infrastructure like power plants and water treatment works. It highlights willful killings, the killing of people who are meant to be protected under the Geneva Conventions. It talks about the widespread unlawful confinement of people in areas controlled by the Russian armed forces, the illegal transfer and deportation of Ukrainian children. Sexual violence, including rape, is also highlighted, and so too is torture. Indeed, the report describes how one former detainee was repeatedly beaten as a punishment for speaking Ukrainian and for not knowing the words of Russia's national anthem. This report, Hilary, is a shocking read. It's a catalogue of human rights violations, war crimes and crimes against humanity allegedly committed by Russian forces in Ukraine. It has to be said, it also documents a smaller number of violations committed by Ukrainian armed forces, including indiscriminate attacks and 2 incidents qualifying as war crimes where Russian prisoners of war were shot, wounded and tortured. Hilary.
And Dom, on top of this report coming out and some of these accusations, there are also some recommendations here as well. So take us through some of those.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a number of recommendations, Hilary. It calls on both sides to firstly respect and comply with international humanitarian law, international human rights law and international criminal law. I think the big recommendation that this report makes, though, is that all violations and crimes need to be thoroughly investigated, and those responsible for committing them need to be held accountable, either at a national level or at an international level. And that, the report's authors say, is something they heard time and time again from survivors of these crimes, that those responsible should be quickly identified and brought to justice. Hilary.
Okay, Dom, thank you so much for the update on that report just coming out. Dominic Velitis for us in London.